Let's go, baby. Let's go. Well, hello and welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, the final Tuesday of July. What's it, 28th? 28th. The screen's broken. But welcome in. My name is Brandon Spinner, the Whiskey Weatherman. This is the Whiskey Weather YouTube channel where the forecast is always pouring. As always, to my right, we've got IT guy Ajay Patnick. We've got, to our left, producer Jack Weaver. Did I make you executive producer last time? Yeah. I think so. All right. So demoted him in between. But my name is Brandon Spinner. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button below. We've got some fun stuff on the way today. Mainly some blind samples, but we're talking on the channel. We're also going to do some giveaways and go over some other things going on. But first and foremost, where are you at? What's in that Glen? How are you on this Tuesday? My head is spinning in circles. Rick Daigle down in Tucson. It's hot as balls here. Cooling off currently with his Eagle Rare 12-year. Lightning storms, great whiskey weather. Let's go, Mike. Cheers, Brandon. Received my notice from Bourbon Outfitters. Evernorth is headed south. Thank you, sir. Glad to hear it. Ajay's got his bottles in here. Mine should be here tomorrow. Completely sold out of those last two picks. But we've got some more to talk about here. Close to MSRP. Yeah, the 12-year, I think the Eagle 12 up to $100 is how much I would pay for it. Kanish, Michael, what's going on? Simple, says Tired Tater, our guy, Michael Trader, 9 p.m. Where's whiskey weather? We're here. Shout out to those Evernorth bottles. I'm showing them today. Shipped today. Let's go. Yeah, they should start to ship out throughout the week. Some people got theirs late last week or over the weekend. Others should get there here. 11-year-old whiskey weather pick from the short barrel pick. Something is wrong with the camera feed. It's making me look sexy. He's trying to kiss my ass because the Cubs are whooping off on the Cardinals right now. Brandon, that Soak Velvet Bourbon is so good, says McKinney. Cheers from Maryville in Illinois, says Brian. I'm so hungry. Can we please find a food sponsor for these streams? Says Jack. Yeah, we should see... I don't know. Eat less, so eat no mas.
I go for a good lettuce taco.
A lettuce taco from
extra lettuce. I don't care. You gotta eat dinner.
Lettuce right now. Trying to lose some weight. Good evening. Well, a little Augusta weeded whiskey weather pick here in Bridgetown, Ohio. Speaking of, still a few of those bottles left for anyone interested. New York with the Russell's Reserve 13. What year, David? The new one, the 45th anniversary, or which batch? From Las Vegas, 112 today. Sipping on some Circle City Double Oak. Let's go, Bob Leisure. Good evening to Chris Crawford. We just got a new member. That is Lil Mo with the Gimp. Sometimes I just start reading before I realize what fucking shit's coming out of my mouth or what I'm reading. So, Augusta 13 Whiskey Weather Edition in my glass is Patrick. Let's go, my man. Barrel Cigar Blend. Not a Cubs fan, though. Yes, I don't know. Ryan was real mad at me. So, Ryan, the name Ryan, is named after Ryne Sandberg, Chicago Cubs legendary second baseman. Ryan's a Cardinals fan. So, if you saw the Evernorth video that he was on that pick for in his super, which is the lower third that has his name on it, I said, Cubs fan. Mine are getting me the Evernorth on Friday. Opening my first ever Willett Family Estate Purple Top. 15 years. Lil Mo at the Gimp coming in hot. Got a Weller full proof today, says Eric. Nice. What whiskey proof do you wash your lettuce with? Says Dan. 200 proof. All right. Yes. Sipping on the Augusta Buckner wheat. Loving it. Love to hear it, y'all. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for wherever you're watching. Hope you're having a great day and not as chaotic as mine has been. To pull back the curtain, it has been a crazy few weeks. I've got some fun updates for you. Let's get to the giveaways first. So let's do those giveaways. As always, every $5 gets you entered in to win the giveaway tonight. First giveaway is a $150 bottle. That is a 15-year-old Calumet Farm, 105 proof. This was Rock P261209, 19-barrel batch. Again, 105 proof. Most people know this, but if you didn't already, this is Barton Juice, the new 15-year-old Barton. Delicious, by the way. Did do the review on that a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago. And then the second giveaway, I guess I didn't put the right graphic in there. But our guy, Kyle, Dad Does Bourbon, who doesn't really do bourbon anymore. He's more like Dad Does Pokemon cards. But he gave some samples that he made the labels for. Really cool samples here to give away along with his sticker. So we've got a Weller Antique Pick Merle's WK. I don't know what that means. Ask Connor and let me know. King of Kentucky Batch 2, which was my favorite batch of the three. That was close. Jim's Beam Distillers Share. This is the extended fermentation. They sell these exclusively at their gift shop in those little 375 milliliter bottles. I think mine are up there. And then Penelope Havana Little Mini. I don't even know if I would crack this. But one thing I noticed on it is it says it's 110 proof. So my guess is this is one of them single barrel picks that they did. Because... Did I say they're really selling? I spent a whole week down there in Jack Daniels, so I start talking like them down there. But that'll be the second giveaway for the day today, and I'll also toss in a sample of the Augusta Wheated Whiskey Weather Pick as well. So $5 gets you entered in to win one of those, and let's dive into what's going on. So we've got another Western Kentucky Distilling Company pick coming up. We still have a couple bottles of the 13-year that Patrick, I believe, was drinking. Just a couple left. And then we're going to go into a crazy month stretch of some amazing whiskey here. As for what we're going to do tonight, I have to apologize to Molly Jordan. My head has been going in 1,600 directions. I did not pull the purple eye mask today. I think this is broken. No, it's fine. We're good. We'll figure it out. But we're going to do the blind sample reviews tonight. So Ajay's going to pick one of the 50 in here and sample off a couple. Here, we'll go with that one. It kind of reminds me of an owl's eyes. I don't know why. Got it on a Delta flight to Europe a couple years ago. But my head's been all over the place. I was driving in the car for 30 hours last week. Special fun stuff. You guys will be the first ones to hear it outside of Patreon members, but went down to Jack Daniels a couple of days ago, last week, actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Stayed the night at the Jack Daniels campus. Really amazing time. Got to see some behind-the-scenes stuff. Got to film a lot of it, which a lot of that stuff they don't allow people to film, so got pretty lucky on that one. So stay tuned for a future video there. But while we were down there, we got to pick two different barrels. A Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey Barrel Proof, as well as a Jack Daniels Rye, and I think that they are doing some of the best ryes in the game, and I think you're going to love the statistics on that one. Not 100% sure on when that will drop. Most likely end of this year, early next year. Really all determined on how quick they can turn it around. They said 90 to 120 days from July 21st would put that towards the end of October into December within that time frame window. So we'll see, but amazing time there. That'll, of course, go out to Patreon and YouTube members first, and then went up to Cedar Point with Allie and my daughter over the weekend, along with Jason. Jason, Bourbon and Burpees, joined us, rode some roller coasters, screamed, shouted, had some fun. Now we're back, but between driving down there and then driving back north and then driving back here, it's been a hell of a couple of days. And my head is all discombobulated. That's the word, right? Discombobulated. So, first things first, let's talk about what's going on. So you're saying you've got several masks. Yeah, so on the plane ride to Europe, they give you one. And then on the plane ride back, they give you another one. And then Molly Jordan, which is Richard Nixon's wife, sent me one with googly eyes on it. And it's misplaced. And if you saw how messy this room was, you guys would be appalled. What's going on? You got to go give these guys a follow. The Bourbon Jerk, the Bourbon Jerks. Did he change it back to the Bourbon Jerk? Is it back to one jerk? we're talking about Tommy. That's who we did the Evernorth barrel picks with. So go give those guys a follow and a subscribe. They're putting out some great content. Same with Tired Tater. Michael's starting to put out a lot of stuff. We're out on the Bourbon Trail going to Lorslerken tomorrow. Diane is excited, says Kevin. Welcome to Kentucky. Only if it's bourbon from Bourbon County, Kentucky. And we'll get to that here in a second. Why not just have Gold Glens? I think I jumped right into it. Speakeasy HR, that's David No, isn't it? I mean, I've got some Gold Glens up here. There we go. We'll use the Gold Glens. Oh, why not just use the Gold Glens? Because he's going to blind these. I'm not going to know what sample he's pulling because I've got too many of them. I don't want to know what I'm drinking. There's going to be no bias at all. At least you missed the smoke at Cedar Point. Yeah, thankfully we missed out on that. We had a great weekend. It was a great time. You self-promoting it here? Cheers, my friend. Sipping on some short barrel bee's knees since they lost my whiskey weather pick. Yeah, unfortunately, they lost the short barrel pick. UPS did. UPS having some struggles here. Asking for the last 4 digits. You don't even need it. You should still be able to send it without the 4 digits. I think you do pay without confirmation at the bottom. OWA is a single barrel picked by Merle's up towards Columbus, I believe. All right, got you. I got you. All righty. What tier did that ALW make it to? It made it just to the public. I think it made it to the public for like 2 minutes. There was 1 or 2 bottles left before it went out to the public. American Light Whiskey, 152 proof, banger, 7 years old, distilled by Green River. Not a whole lot of these out there yet. I think a couple of distilleries have gotten their hands on them. I think Short Barrel has done a few of those, as well as Evernorth, but that rye is also very good. Unfortunately, for those of you who were looking for one, it just sold out yesterday, but we did that with the Bourbon Jerks. Again, go give Tommy and Ty a follow over there. Awesome guys. Better be some of my samples in there. Oh, there's half of these samples are yours, Trader. Have I tried Wild Turkey Gold Foil yet? No, that's downstairs. It is set to be recorded at some point. Pop my H22 or no? Heaven Hill 22 or not? Of course, pop it. Of course. All right. Before we jump on into all that I mentioned, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Really excited for what's coming up. Before we get to that, last couple of days for the Commonwealth causes. We've talked about that here the last couple of weeks. Again, this is a great chance to win the entire Pappy Van Winkle lineup. Drawing is on Thursday. Some of these have gone up to 500 tickets before the drawing. As of right now, 106 tickets had been sold as of 7 p.m. So, if you were to buy one, you would have about a 4.5% chance at winning a prize out of this. For $100, you could win the entire Pappy Van Winkle lineup. We're talking the 10-year-old, the old 10-year-old old rep Van Winkle. We've got the Lot B on the left, the 15-year, the 20-year, the 23-year, and the 13-year-old Van Winkle Family Reserve. The link to this is in the description. Jack will toss it into the comments below as well. So if you're looking for the link on that one, again, you can win that entire lineup. Second prize is the Weller entire rainbow. Then in third place, you've got the Blanton's lineup at B through S. From there, you've got, I don't know why it's flashing. They changed the way things, oh, there we go. Fade overlays. Thank you, Jack. Well, that's why we pay the producer big bucks. Rock Hill Farms, fourth place. Did you say you pay him? And then in fifth place, the fifth prize actually might be better than the fourth prize in my mind. But Eagle Rare 12-year and a 10-year. So for $100, you got a chance at winning each one of those, and I believe you could win multiple times because I've seen some guy win like the third prize and the first prize. So right now, a 4.5% chance, I believe. So if you want to spend $100, it all goes to a good cause. Commonwealth Causes, supporting several different charities across the entire state of Kentucky. That does include some places down in Lexington. You see the map up there on the top right of your screen. Just showing you all the different organizations, and they've, I believe, raised nearly $1 million when it comes to the amount of giveaway that they've done. Yeah, donated 900. I need to update that. I think it's up to 965,000 to charities. Either way, you got a chance at winning that. And then if you are a Patreon member or YouTube member, you've got some really great chances at getting some awesome barrel picks over the next couple of months. Going to toss out the Whiskey Weather 7-day or 7-month forecast or forecast, the barrel pick forecast. So we've got 7 different bottles dropping between now and December. Could potentially have another 2 or 3 sneak in there as well. So keep that in mind as we roll throughout the next 6 months. But next month, really excited to announce that mid-August we'll be dropping not only a Still Austin bourbon, but a Still Austin rye. Jack and Ajay were on the pick. I don't know. The bourbon is probably the darkest bourbon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It pretty for a barrel pick.
I'm trying to like think back to like whether the bourbon or the rye was better, and I don't even know. Like the bourbon was, so was the rye. I don't know.
I think the rye might be my favorite of the two, but they were so close that the rye. I tried them both again downstairs, and I had a Patreon member send me a pic from, I believe, Specs down there, or maybe it was Total MB Liquor. It was MB Liquor. That's right. Said it was his favorite Still Austin pick he's ever tried, and I tried them side to side. And you may say I'm biased, but I thought ours was 10 times better.
I think the rye, they were all really good, but with the bourbon, they were all really good, and then the one we picked was like really good. Like, that one stood out from the rest a lot more.
I think that was
the rye,
unanimous.
They were just, like, all really good, and in the one we picked was just like
Ricky Daigle's in the comments, so hopefully he has some insight on this as well. But if you loved the Western Kentucky distilling pick that we dropped in January, there was a second barrel of that we picked as well. It is nearly a year older now. That will be coming out in September, hopefully, as long as Texas doesn't screw us on this one. But this was our favorite barrel of that bunch. The first one sold out in 3 hours and 45 minutes. I would expect this one to go very quickly as well, because this one is also very affordable. This should be an MSRP of like $64.99 for a 7-year-old bourbon coming from Jacob Call. Just think about this one being distilled by Jacob Call when he was at Green River, and he bought it because it tasted so damn good that he didn't want to give it to Green River. From there, if you were at the Pursuit Takeover, that Pursuit Double Oak Rye should be dropping in October. Surprise, surprise, we also picked a Double Oak Bourbon that day, tobacco stave finish, which may have been my favorite of any barrel we tried that day, and we tried like 13 barrels. So, a November drop is going to be a surprise barrel, maybe a second surprise barrel in there as well. And then a few weeks ago, a group of us went down to Bluegrass Distillery down in Lexington. Well, technically it's in Midway, just west of Lexington, and picked an Elkwood 11-year-old bourbon that is also out of this world. All of these except the Elkwood should be under $100. Just to keep that in mind. And most of those, I believe, should be under $79.99. Just to keep that in perspective. So trying to put out more amazing barrels as well as more affordable picks, with a couple of those more expensive ones snuck in there as well. And then at some point, those Jack Daniel's barrels should be dropping. A very low yield on the rye. But if you're a fan of Coy Hill, you may want to keep your eyes and ears open on that. So let's jump on into the blind. This is more of an informal stream. The last 4 or 5, I think we've had special guests on, and we will have a special guest again in 2 weeks. But today, we're just going to kind of wing it by the seat of our pants. Ajay's going to pick out between the box. This, I brought a couple here. I'm going to put more of these in here. So then you got more samples. This one doesn't get picked. Take that out. And I think I did this one already. But I'll put that one down there. Alrighty. Let me get this on, Ajay.
Move these ones.
I don't know what you're moving, but
I'm moving things.
so the way I'll do this. Oh, I put it over my head, didn't I? Well, that's gonna be in. So, if you're just joining in, you guys are probably really confused about what the hell is going on right now. Would you say there's probably about 60 different samples?
Probably
Maybe
more.
80?
Yeah.
within that hodgepodge of stuff. Here's the thing. I've gotten samples sent to me from a ton of people, and samples are the hardest thing to get to because I'm also getting bottles left and right, whether I'm going out to buying them or distilleries are sending me media samples. So the samples in the 2-ounce glasses are really hard to get to just because they stack up so quickly, and a lot of the times they get put on a counter and get not thought of because it's hard to do a review.
The glasses lowering into your hands.
Okay, thank you. A lot of these samples, when you're doing a forecast or the review video, not a whole lot of people are going to stick around to see a clear glass. Did I just take a random one out of the box? Was there anything in that one? Was it?
There's a little bit.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. All right. Off the jump, I think this one smells like a bourbon with a higher rye component to it. There's a spicy characteristic to it, but it does have that sweet bourbon corn feel. And if it's a rye, it's definitely one of those lower rye, high corn mash bills. My right nostril's not working today. There's a little bit of like a mint. Jack, are you typing out what it is so everybody knows? Way to be on it, my man. Way to be on it.
Maybe the big bucks around here.
No. Now there's a little bit more of a spice character that makes me think it could be a rye. We get some brown sugars. All right. It's not, the sample's not in front of me, is it?
No, Jack has it.
Okay, good. I'm going to take this off just so I can actually see it. What was that?
Nothing's light.
I don't know what that was. It sounded like it came from down here.
PFGC in the chat.
All right. It seems light. The nose is decent. I'm going to say that that's probably like a 1.3, a 1.4 on the nose. It's got a little bit of a youth vibe to it for me. Color's okay. I guess I should put my glasses on. A lot of vanillas. There's like a creme brulee, the brown sugars in there, and then some spice. Now let's see what it tastes like. Could it be a boo rye or a burr rye? That is a spicy one. Very buttery mouthfeel. I'm going to rate these. Do I have any empty paper? Probably not. That's just where my head's at. Not a single one that doesn't have any writing on it. Okay. So we're going to resort to Connor's box. Sample A. Nose. I'm going to give that like a 1.3. There's a whole lot of viscosity to that. Jesus Christ. Very oily. I think the mouthfeel gets like a 1.8 out of 2. Huh?
Making sure Jack did the chat.
Yeah, he did. The nose makes me think it was a bourbon. The palate makes me think it's a rye. There's some pepper. I don't know. That's a high rye bourbon or that is a rye. And if that's a weeder, then y'all make fun of me for the rest of my life. Half of you are going to do that anyways. Flavor on that one. Going to give that a 1.5. Pretty good. There's a corn ethanol kind of vibe to it. Finished pretty good. 1.6. So 1.3, 1.5, 1.8, 1.6. If we're going to go by Jack's Ass Club standards here, which is amateur sample sippers, October and November this year, how many spots you got left? 6 spots left. What is it? 85 or $100? What this? 115 for 2 ounces or 1 ounce? Damn, inflation is real. Oh, there's an X. That's right. So I'm gonna guess Ride Bourbon. Proof on this one. $121.2, and I'm gonna guess it's 6 years old. What's the other stuff I gotta guess? Who it came from? No fucking clue.
Age, proof, type,
Yeah,
story, and rating.
a rating scale. Rating scale is going to depend on the value, but 1.3, 1.5, 1.8, 1.6, so 3.4 plus 2.8. We're looking at a 6.2 out of 8 so far. Unless this thing, I would pay probably up to $60 for this and say it's pretty decent. Anything over that, I'd say up to $70. $70, the value would be like a 1.5. Anything higher than that, that drops. So we're looking at a 7.7 to potentially a 7.2. What is it, Jack? Ajay?
This is Legends Single Barrel, 123 proof from Legends Distilling in Cumming, Georgia.
Huh. Was it the... Interesting. I was close on the proof. Do we know if it's... We don't know if it's a bourbon or a rye. It was sent by Whiskey Wisdom, a YouTube channel that I was on. Great guy over there, Matt, and his wife, Pookie. I've had this one for a long time. It's the Legend Single Barrel. All right. Do they have a mash bill on that one? All right. Off to a great start.
There's barrel on their site is $75. I don't know if that's different for the store.
I would guess 70. I'm going to rate it at $75. So 1.5. You know what? The age, it didn't say an age.
Somewhere on here I saw 4 years old.
All right, 4 years old. Okay, $75. I think I might take that down. Yeah, my guess is if they're... Yeah. So 1.4, 1.6. That's going to get a total lightning counter score of a 7.6 out of 10. I thought it was pretty decent.
Dick Nixon sent a watermelon man, and he's standing on top of my cat ran away.
He also sent a happy poop.
Happy poop. What are jewels? He sent 500 jewels.
By the way, Nancy Fairley's also in chat.
Hi, Nancy. We're talking about Still Austin just a few minutes ago. That's what I figured it was when he said, did you see he was in the chat? Blue 95, $10 super chat. What the hell does that say? Brandon's Bingers Bottles, Brandon's Bingers Bottles, Brandon. Happy poop, 10 jewels. So 510 jewels from Dick Nixon. Let's say happy poop watermelon.
What does that equate to in terms of...
I have no idea what
What are you paying for that then?
what are jewels? That's a new one. If anybody knows what jewels are, I think that's a new YouTube feature. Looking forward to the barrel picks, Brandon. Always some banger bottles. Just had to pour the first Western Kentucky bottle. Hell yeah. Dude, you're killing me with these releases. Must have willpower. So I'm trying to stretch them out as much as I can. Over on Venmo, a couple super chats that came through. I'll read those off and we'll get to a second sample here. Rick Daigle, holy shit, Rick. $50 super chat from Rick Daigle. Jacob Morrison, $25 super chat. Alton Ryson, $5 super chat. Mario Cantu, $5. Matt Dahmer, $5 super chat. Keep up the great videos. Enjoy them. Robert McDonald, $5. Dwayne Valentine, good to see you, man, $10. David Herman, $10. Scott Compton, $5. David Holdhouse, $10. James William, $5. $10 from Fred Stewart. Greg Irvin, $15. Ryan Tiller, $10. Greg Irvin's been on a heater, man. Brandon Wiles, $5 and $15 from Chris Marshall. Bourbon Doctor 1. Let me just refresh it one more time. Cool beans. Alrighty. One down. Let's do two more. And then let's do some mean tweets and get the folks home tonight at a pretty decent hour. All right, Ajay, number 2. It is also good to see Dick Nixon back into the chat because it's been a minute. And what did Nancy say? Love to see that Nancy is here. Maybe we'll get Nancy on one of these days. Fingers crossed she's still around if I didn't scare her away. Nancy's the best. Talk to her and John at the last Still Austin Tanner drop. That wall is looking impressive, Brandon. Appreciate you, Tom. Good to see you, man. Are you going to be at Bourbon on the Banks? Where'd the blindfold go that I made you? I guess I'm not special anymore. You must have missed the entry into the video where I said an apology and said my head is on 1,000 different directions right now. And if you saw how disgustingly disorganized this place looks right now, you would understand, because I don't know where it's at, because nothing is where it normally is, because I've been out and about and running around for the last couple of weeks. So next time I will make sure. To be fair, the fact that this stream even made it at 9 o'clock is a godsend. It was 9 o'clock when I hit the go live. It's once that intro plays, brother. All righty. All right, Ajay.
All right.
Sample number 2.
Well, that means I have to look at them then.
And if there's one that has like the letter C on it with nothing
This
else,
one's from Tired Potato Gaming. I'll just throw that away.
it's not even Tired Potato Gaming anymore. I don't think he games. He's just a tired tater. I don't even think that guy exists anymore.
He retired just like Dad does bourbon.
Dad does Pokemon cards.
Dad did bourbon.
Some people giving you samples don't even like make it likable like what they're giving you.
Oh, dude, and that's some of the times it's like, okay, I have no idea what the hell this is, so I'm not even gonna drink it.
All right.
You show the camera, yay or nay?
Can you see that? Is it showing? Jack will put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
I think it's
All right.
I don't know what to do with my hands here. Yeah, that's Still Austin trip. What was the best part for you guys? Everything. Yeah, that was the consensus. It was like we were there for 48 hours and we could have spent another 48 hours there and still.
I still dream
What?
about that barbecue.
Oh,
All right,
Jack.
it's ready.
that rib
Hand
was
out.
insane. No, but
Thank you.
sauce was awesome. Like the distillery tour was just absolutely crazy.
yeah.
Like so cool. I mean, it was awesome. And then we got to the brick houses with Christian, and that was just like the best experience.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about that is everybody we talked to there and interacted with there loved being a part of Still Austin, right? Like you can tell when somebody's like trying to put on a face here or there, or they may like their
job.
yeah, but they were just like insanely happy to hang, and that's what made Still Austin so great. The people, the whiskey's amazing. The city was really cool. That was one of the cooler pick experiences, picking in the rack house, warehouse, the
Funhouse.
fun. Well, that we didn't pick in the fun house, but we got to try some awesome stuff. Got to see some awesome stuff. Oh, that one's weird. Okay, that's a bourbon. It's got a lot of vanillas. This is like straight vanilla bean. Like an ethanol vanilla bean. Maybe a little vanilla extract in there. Some oak.
Brandon, do you remember the Proof Sonar bourbon rye?
Shit. I think the 119 for the rye, and I think it may have been 110 on the bourbon. And for that to be 110 for the color that it is insane. I'd have to find the Christian's text. I believe the rye was 28 cases and the bourbon was 34 cases, if that rings a bell. There's a little bit of brown sugar on this one as well, more of like a burnt, like almost like creme brulee vanilla, but darker. A little bit of like a plum or a fig, like a darker red fruit. I like the nose on this. I can give it a 1.6. It's funky at the beginning, coming off of the other one. The other one had a lot more of that corn and rye spice, like that corn sweetness, but with the rye spice, this is just more like dark and mature. Off the nose, I'm going to guess that this one's got a little bit more age to it. That's pretty good. Got a little bit of a weird, like sweet and sour vibe towards the end of it. Don't know how to explain that any better than what I just did off the cuff. Like a chocolate marshmallow right up front, and then a little bit more like a cherry and some cinnamon in there. Then into the finish. What does that remind me of? The mouth feels nowhere near as oily or viscous as the other one. Still pretty decent. I would almost say it's kind of like drying. A little bit more of those oak tannins coming through with some cherry, a little bit of like a cherry wood at the end. What I give the nose? A 1.6. I'm going to give this a 1.6 on the nose. Sample B or 2. Nose 1.6. Flavor, mouthfeel. $1.6 on the mouthfeel. There is still some viscosity on that. Nowhere near as like coating or sticky or oily as the first one. I thought the first one was just really great because the volume that it took up in your mouth was pretty good. Flavor on this one, I'd say is pretty decent. A 1.5. I think I like the entire experience better than A, but the finish on this one's a little weird. It's spicy, then it's got a little bit of a sourness to it. I'm going to give that a 1.4. I'd say up to $100. At $100, the value on this, if it's a, we're doing this again, aren't we? Who did it come from? I don't know why, but it's giving me either beam or turkey vibes. Proof. $118. There's a little bit of a spice on the back end. And then type bourbon. I'm going to say a rye bourbon. What am I missing? Age proof. Oh, I didn't give age. I'm going to say 9 years old. And $100. At $100, the value on that would be a 1.5. All right, what do we got? Oh, no shit. 123.8 proof. Was that a rye or was it a Tennessee whiskey? I don't remember. I never had Coy Hill because they have multiple barrels. It is a bourbon? Okay. That does not give me Jack vibes. Yeah, it's orange label. I've seen the bottle in person once. No. I had tried Eric's 2 years ago. What was was this? I don't know, the 123.8 proof. I think this came from Hoover. So Hoover, if this is yours, 123.8 proof, JD Coy Hill. What was this because they did 375s for some of them, didn't they? They did a small one and then they, you know what I'm talking about?
Original ones, yeah. I'm gonna guess that it's just one of the normal Coy Hill releases, like a 2024 or something.
According to Google, I think this is 2024.
Though
11
the
years
smaller ones are
11 years
much
old?
higher than this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought these were a lot closer to hazmat.
The normal ones in the 700s are like 120.
Okay.
5-ish.
So 1.6, 1.5, 1.6, 1.4, 1.5. So that comes out to be, it's pretty much a 7.6 for that Coy Hill. Yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like mind blowing, but I'll tell you what, the pick that we did at Jack Daniels last week, I think is better than this for that perspective and purpose. But still pretty good. That's also the best part of doing this blind, right? Because knowing that it was a Jack Daniels Coy Hill, if you're sipping it the first time, knowing that you have what you have in front of you, you probably have a little bit more bias to be like, I may rate this a little higher just because of the name. Not that I do that, but that is that removing the bias, right? You never know how that may impact your thinking when you strip everything. You strip, all you get down to is the sensory of it, the nose, the taste, and just being able to experience it without even seeing it. I think that that's really where you get some of the best results. I think that that's great. I would probably pay up to, I wouldn't pay secondary for it. That's what I'll say. I'll want the secondary for that now. $350, $400 higher. I don't know.
It's been a minute since I've seen
I
one.
think I saw someone post it the other day in a group or in a screenshot. I don't know. Let's go through the comments. I haven't gotten through comments in a minute. All righty. Did someone say stripping? Oh boy, what did I miss?
Nancy's been holding it down in the back.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Nancy's taking over the chat. I love it. Are they asking her questions? Love it. 440 joules. I don't know what joules equate to.
Call it 1 entry.
We're not trying to unalive him, Mr. President. Who are we? He's out of joules. Do you have to pay for joules? How much does 1 joule cost? And if you buy bulk joules, do they cost less per joule? I am really involved in this and interested in this joule thing.
Man, there's rubies too. Apparently, joules convert into rubies.
Oh boy. What is this? Farmville? McKinney taking a trip down to Still Austin. Yes, amazing time. Amazing time. So get down there, go say hey to the folks. Christian is awesome. Emiliano is awesome. 50 for 99 cents. So like 500 joules would be $10. All right. So every 500 joules is 2 entries. So 250 joules is 1 entry. Yeah. I'm going to have to put in the spreadsheet if it's joules, it equals this. Jewel column. $10 from Jay Stout. Bluefish, $9.99. Where was the Elkwood Farms pick distilled? It is a mash bill of 75, 21, 4 distilled in Kentucky, but I was told it is not Barton. I'll do more digging. I have a feeling it was Jim Beam, but it didn't taste like Beam. 80 joules, 250 joules, clapping seal. Are there like when they send joules, can like on the chat, can you see like, oh,
There's like a little thing that pops up.
and so that's when you said watermelon. Okay, that makes sense. I can't wait for Bourbon on the Banks. It'll be my first time, and we have an hour early entry. Hell yeah, happy poop. 10 joules from Jacob Morris.
See the joules on my end.
2 joules from Tater. You literally spent. Did he just say it was 50 joules for 99 cents? So did Tater spend like a penny on a joule? How does that work? I'm really fascinated by how these joules work. Like, what the hell is a joule? Hey, you got the phone out. Tell me what a joule equates to. Dave Ellis, 84, $5 super chat. Will there be a meetup at KBF? Yes, we're trying to get a meetup planned for that. Still in the works. But I would like to do a Patreon member meetup at some juncture of the weekend. So if you are a Patreon member, heading to KBF, stay tuned for info on that. Thumbs up, 10 joules. Oh my gosh, happy poop, 10 joules. Blowfished, another 10 joules gold coin from Let's Go Brandon 5424. Jessica Jones, $5 super chat. Stay hydrated, 550 joules. So that's like 11 bucks. 10 joules, gold coin.
They're sending joules, they're gonna have to let me know how many.
Holy smokes.
It says 1 ruby equals 1 cent. But oh, rubies.
I haven't seen rubies yet. Jacob Morrison, 550 joules. Stay hydrated again. $10 from Patrick Baronu. 400 joules Eagle. Silver Star, 2 joules. 10. Okay. I think I've run through all of them, and I think there's more coming in. MVP, 250 joules. Now this is starting. Good luck, buddy. 6, 7 joules. Laughing Disco. Uncle Alert. I have no idea what any of this means. And somehow more and more people are watching. So the more I talk about joules.
Take those joules to the bank.
Can I take? All right, let's go back to the super chats. Kevin Barrett, $15, $10 on Venmo from Colin Ziachik. Brian Jones, $5. James Williams, $5. Brandon Wiles, $5. How come your Venmo people aren't sending joules? Can you imagine? I'm going to send him 15 joules. Oh, you got free joules. Laughing Disco. So do you get X amount of free joules?
It's YouTube's new thing.
Yeah, Bourbon and Burns. Brandon's like, okay, no more joules, guys. $0 for my joules. YouTube gave them to me. Okay. Well, how am I supposed to differentiate who paid for their joules, who didn't pay for their joules? Do your joules accumulate over time?
Kirk said it's always jewel in it.
Now, if you're from the city of Chicago or the surrounding suburbs, joules means a whole different thing because Jewel Osco, I'm going to go to the Jewels. It's like I'm going to go to the Kroger's or I'm going to go to the Publix. I'm going to go to Jewels. It's Jewel Osco. All right, we've done 2. They both scored the exact same. That's ironic. Well.
Random order, Georgia and Shady Coyote.
Yeah. Sample C. All right. Nancy's probably like, this guy's an idiot. Why am I watching him stand there with the blindfold on talking about jewels? Did you pick one already that fast?
Yeah, I just picked a random one.
Oh. And some of these have been in here for like 4 years, so I'm sure.
Well, I had one kind of picked off from last time.
Oh. Joke's on you. I have each sample memorized. I will say, proof-wise, I feel like I've done pretty well tonight.
All right,
The
I'll
first
put
one.
it in your hand.
You talking about the Glen?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I was what off on like 1.5 proof points on the first one and like 5 on the second one. That would get a point for you, right, Jack? You don't even know? Is there anything even in this, Glenn?
Yep. Was in,
This has, I either lost my sense of smell within the last 5 minutes, or this has literally no smell, no nose on it.
a little bit. Let's see.
Very faint, though.
Some caramel oak.
Very minimal, unless my sense of smell literally disappeared in the last 5 minutes. I got nothing. You put water in there, you fucking asshole.
I was really hoping you'd pull up the notes on the water. This man's crew right here. He's gonna push his nose until he smells something.
100% water. I have a rule for you.
Hey, it was either that or Malort. He wanted to give you Malort.
Oh, what?
Actually, it was water.
I don't even have Malort, so you would have had to bring
Oh,
Malort.
he was gonna-
I was like, do I need to pick my nose on camera to make sure that it's clear?
He said, guess the PV.
6.7. All right. Hey, that smells like something. All right.
It wasn't chocolate crown. It's fine.
Yeah. I hid that bottle from you. You do not know where that bottle is anymore for that exact reason. This one's a lot fruitier on the nose. Red fruits. Oh, that's another mean tweet we got to get to later. But you guys are going to have some fun with these comments at the end, I think. Well, Jack going, oh, there's some caramels and some oak. Making me feel like I'm an idiot. I'm like, what? I was like, I got nothing off of this. All right. Some red fruits. This has got some spice to it. More of like a peppery clove. Boy. It smells like it's got a lot of heat to it. I think on the nose, I'm going to get a rye. Well, there's some nice brown sugars to that. Man. It feels like high proof off the nose. I'm just going to guess 130 proof just by the nose. My God. I think it's a little higher in proof. Did you pour the American Light whiskey?
No.
Oh, it tastes like an American Light whiskey. There's this distinct confectionery vanilla caramel that I get off of those Canadian high-aged Canadian whiskeys, American Light whiskeys. It's hard to explain until you've tried it. It almost has like a cotton candy-ish feel. That's got to be in the 130s, proof-wise. That is absolutely delicious. Whole lot of viscosity to that. There's some sweet oak, a light oak, but it's sweet. That like cotton candy, vanilla, just confectionery sugar. Oh yeah. I'm going to guess that is a light whiskey or Canadian. My guess is more so light, but it could be a Found North. I'm going to give it a nose on that, a 1.6. It's hot. My guess is that's probably sitting in the upper 130s, maybe hazmat territory, 142. The nose, actually, I'm going to go down to a 1.5 on the nose. I think that there's a little bit more ethanol on the nose. The palate, though, the flavor on that one, 1.7. The viscosity on that is a 1.9. Love the mouthfeel. Finish is a 1.7. I'd probably pay up to $125 on that and say that the value on that one, at $125, we're going to give that a 1.7. Anything cheaper goes to a 1.8. And if you're looking at under $100, that gets to a 1.9. If you're near 150, we're going to say that's a 1.6 on the value. What do we have?
I actually brought this one home.
162 proof. I said Canadian whiskey. Obtainium Canadian whiskey. It doesn't drink like 162. I think the nose, I don't think it drinks that way. The nose certainly does. Like that nose has heat. But what was this price-wise?
160.
Okay, so I'll give that a 1.5 on the value. Was this the one at Party Stores? There's a whole lot of viscosity to that. Like, yeah. That's why I thought it was a Found North release. 162 proof. You get a little bit more of the heat on the finish, but I don't think it's that bad heat-wise. You could have told me that that was 138 to 145, and I would have believed that. I would not have said 162. That's the highest I've ever drank. This does remind me of the Copper and Casks, I think, sitting right behind you. Probably sourced from the same stuff. How old was this one?
I would have to look.
So 1.5 on the value. So 1.5, 1.7, 1.9, 1.7, 1.5. So what's 1.7 times 4?
Right now too, and it is not drink.
Like 162 proof.
I would agree
Then-
with you. I would have guessed high 130s. Maybe has been.
But the nose has more heat, I think, than the palate does, to me.
Yeah.
Let me get-
Yeah, I thought this tastes a lot like a Penelope American Light Whiskey, but just a little bit more funky. There's like there's a funky vibe to this that made me go, this is not a Penelope Light Whiskey.
This is like 135.
Yeah,
For about 15 years.
15 years. Okay. So at $150, that's about $10 a year. Maybe I'll stick with a 1.6 on that. So 1.5, 1.7, 1.9, 1.7. We do things official around here. We write on boxes. And this box will probably just be shipped out.
The sample box. Like the proof on that?
Water.
You put infinity proof. That's hilarious. Did you plan that the entire time?
You text me. I think we should pull it in tonight.
And what a jerk. 8.4 out of 10. That is solid. This last year, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Should we do one more or should we? It's already 10 o'clock. Let's go through super chats and let's go to some mean tweets and get you all out of here. Jacob Morrison, Venmo Jules, $25 super chat. David Luke, $20 super chat. I do have to give a big shout out to David. He was the one who actually donated the bottle we gave away 2 weeks ago. Jordan also gave me a very similar bottle, and I got them both mixed up. So I got to give a big shout out and thank you to David for donating that one. All is fair. He was the one who actually donated it, so I have to give him a shout out. Chris Borcherding, $5 super chat. Did we get more, Jules? $5 from Steve Paul. Need the new Western Kentucky bottle. Mine is half gone. You're really throwing him bottles with glasses off. I know I couldn't catch anything without my specs. I realized that the moment you tossed the second one, I was like, I don't necessarily have my glasses on, but I played football without glasses or contacts in college. Maybe that's why I sat on the bench. My son was on the MB Rye pick. Yours interested me. MB Rye.
Isn't that the still Austin you have downstairs?
Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking not MB Liquors. I was thinking distillery. I was like, what distillery is MB? Everything in whiskey and weather is Michter's Barrel. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did not get stumped by your water trick, you jerk. But I'm going to drink the water, though. I was very concerned that I had COVID for a second. I was like, I don't smell a damn thing. I drank all your water. Thanks. Keeping me hydrated. Hey, let's go. All right, so we talked about what's coming up on the channel. We've got those barrel picks on the way, but let's go through what's been going on. We've been running all over the place, been traveling a lot, got more travel ahead. Kentucky Bourbon Fest, 6 weeks away? Bourbon on the Banks a couple weeks after that. All the things going on. MB Rollin', that's what I was expecting. That's what I had originally thought, but I was like, I didn't do a pick at MB Rollin', so I was trying to figure it out. Hemped bourbon, so glad to find that one. This live was packed, says Janet. Yeah, well then I guess we'll just go finger ourselves. Sticky Table still living strong. Yeah, it's making it a lot longer than y'all thought. What are you doing here? What are restraining orders good for? Oh man, Nancy's still sticking it out. One of these days we'll get Nancy in on one of these streams and talk to her live. But I'm glad to see that she's in here. Nancy, thank you so much for joining in. Am I doing BourbonCon in January? That's the goal. Would love to get back there. I did that this past year. A really good spot. Have you ever gone to Arnold's in Cincinnati? No, but my girlfriend Allie talks about it all the time, how great it is. So I do need to get to Arnold's. I haven't been there yet. We were just at Etche a couple weeks ago. Amazing Basque steakhouse. If you are ever in Cincinnati, it might be my most favorite meal that I've had in the last 10 years. The pluma, which is a pork shoulder that is absolutely delicious. But I have not been to Arnold's yet. Some big shooters. Cheers. So, yep. Thanks to everybody who's joining in today. Where should Wishy Weather schedule next barrel pick at? Yeah, that's a good question. Peerless, Hard Truth, Broad Branch, Redwood Empire. Those are all good ideas. Maybe Dark Arts. Is that one that someone's interested in? Yep, I almost took it out. Yeah, Molly almost passed out when she was in here. I got wood chippers for the table. I would love to see a sneak peek into a Hard Truth weather pick, a whiskey weather pick, says Jack Weaver. Peerless from Kirk. Dark Arts, yes, says Corvette Trey. What's going on, Trey? If you're going to Hard Truth, I'm coming with you, says Dick Nixon. I call dibs on the Dark Arts pick, says Rick Daigle. Alrighty, so I promised you some mean tweets. Let's go through those. So I see almost every comment that comes in. Not all the time, but I really should. I normally just screenshot them and send them to Jack, Ajay, or Jason. Sometimes I'll respond when I'm not feeling smart. But some of these are some comments from Facebook, Instagram, mostly YouTube. Whether it's on a post of mine, respond to a comment of mine. But the first one is... Suck it up your nose, dipshit. Because I was nosing a bourbon in a whiskey video on the Pendleton and Tin Cup video, which has really taken off on Facebook. This one I thought it was pretty classy. I prefer to drink my bourbon, but thanks for the suggestion, Billy. But I believe I got called gay 3 times on that video. I got called a moron, a lot of things, but... Thank you to Billy. Suck it up your nose, dipshit. Well, my nose is pretty good at smelling things, so I don't really want to lose that. Not Nancy the Nose Fraley standards, but mean tweet number 2. This one got me because first things first, look at the profile picture. Dude is not wearing a shirt. And he looks like a really awesome guy. Willie Cusack. Maybe he's related to John. It's not real if it's not made in Kentucky. How many years was it made in Kentucky before it was allowed? Not like allowed as in like able to, but allowed as in said loudly or muttered. It was allowed to be made in other states. Get it right. Yeah, thank you, Willie, for your amazing insight.
Did Willie know that?
Mean tweet number 3. Can we just say it has vanilla notes? How does anyone smell vanilla buttercream? Some of these tasting notes are just stupid. Then my favorite guy, Blood Count 8895. So he was born August 8th of 1995. So he's he's 31. I think he's got a lot of other things going on in his life. Every comment he's ever had is negative. Makes him sound so professional. Ha ha ha. Still Austin sucks. Texas bourbon is among some of the worst bourbons in America. Well, Blood Count 8895 no longer has ability to comment on my videos because everything he has said is negative and normally is demeaning. But I just thought that this was funny because vanilla buttercream is actually a pretty strong note, especially within the Still Austin lineup. That is one of the more common notes amongst Still Austin whiskeys. But also, there's a difference in vanillas. Have you ever had vanilla extract? Have you ever had vanilla bean? Have you ever had vanilla frosting? Have you ever had vanilla buttercream? They've all got a little bit of a different. I don't know vanilla buttercream. They all taste like vanilla to me. But yeah, so thank you, Blood Count 8895. So if anybody knows who that is, I'm sorry. Number 4, Papa Lou 13. Value is a horrible category to punish high-quality bourbon. So buy some cheap whiskey and call it good if that's how it is. You lined up for it and loved it. Punish it because they made top-notch and held for 10 years. This was on the Peerless 10-year video because I knocked the value on it. Because $200 at 10 years, when you got other 10-year-old bourbons out there for much less, that's the one issue with the Peerless 10. If it was 150,
Everything Peerless is expensive, but I mean, yeah, I mean, their value's not as good. They still make good whiskey, and that's what the other categories are for. But value
Right.
is just not going to be as high.
So my question then, and I'll ask the folks here in the chat as well, if I gave you 2 identical tasting bourbons, bottled one and bottled the second one, maybe it's the same shit, and I sold one for $95 and I sold one for $195, which would you buy?
I mean,
Just which would you buy?
You can also look at this like Eagle Rare is also 10 years old, and it's gonna probably score pretty well for value, but not for a lot of the other things like
Correct.
windows and all that. And so it's not going to score as well as Peerless, but it's going to score better in value.
Yes.
That's why your system works, because you have multiple categories that weigh each other.
Yeah, I mean, I understand value is not included in a lot of people's rating scale, but when I'm looking at something, I'm looking at what it cost me to pay for that experience. And if I had something identical to it, would I buy this over that? That's where the value comes into it. So let's go through some of the comments. Was going to buy if it's delicious for we're going to buy it if it's delicious for less than 200 to 400. All right. Can't hear the conversation. Can you hear me still? I think we're good. It could be. Won't buy a bottle over 100. Too many amazing whiskeys under that. Value greater than price. If they are the same drinks, I'm buying the cheaper one. Exactly. And even if they're not the same, if they are very similar, but if one tastes better than the other, whatever. All right, back to the next one. Is your mic muted, Jack?
No.
All right. Janet may have just clicked off on accident. If it's not made on the bourbon trail in Kentucky, then it's not bourbon. So I asked Jason if he thought Buffalo Trace was bourbon, because Buffalo Trace is not officially on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Kentucky Bourbon Trail is just a marketing tactic by the state of Kentucky and Big Bourbon. 72 distilleries in the state of Kentucky on the Bourbon Trail. So that means every other distillery that is not on the Bourbon Trail, like Jackson Purchase, not bourbon, according to this guy. So yes, if it's not made on the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky, then it's not bourbon. There's probably about 1,500 comments on that post on Facebook. Next one. You're wrong on all accounts. Bourbon can be made. So just read this again. Bourbon can be made out of Kentucky, North Carolina, and Tennessee, and that's it. It's about the region, like champagne and tequila. Well, Sean, bourbon can be Kentucky, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I'm honestly really fucking confused on where North Carolina comes in on all of this.
Come from North Carolina.
You've got Statesville, which is Southern distilling. There's a couple out there, but someone what? Broad Branch. Isn't no High Wires in South Carolina. Weldon Mills, I think, is in North Carolina as well. Yeah. So where did North Carolina come into? I had someone comment yesterday. They can only be made in Kentucky and New York. Like, where the fuck does New York come from? Why is New York's the extra state? No, it can be made in any state in the United States and any territory owned by the United States, which includes the Washington, D.C., Guam, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. But yes, for those of you who didn't know that, it is not Kentucky only. It's North Carolina and Tennessee, which is really mind-blowing and flabbergasting. Number 7. What the fuck is a red fruit? We're all being punked. Well, a red fruit is a fruit that is color red, Ryan. His name's Ryan. I looked it up. That's what the R stands for. Volstros 98. 1998, that would be my guess. I don't know if 1998 babies know what red fruits are. Jack, you're 2000. Yeah, you were born in 98? Yeah, so they taught you what red... Oranges. So maybe strawberries, raspberries, cherries, red grapes, bananas. Tomatoes are red grapes, are red fruits. Yeah, so those are just some of the comments. I got 3 more. What are your credentials to recommend whiskey? I don't necessarily have a credential other than the fact that I enjoy whiskey and people follow me for my thoughts and opinions. I understand where D's coming here, but also that's a weird question to ask on a video that has 700,000 views. That one just got me giggling a little bit. Then the next one, this one, okay, we got to talk about this one. I think secretly, whoever KKKKKKKKKKK-N6H is, has an obsession with me. And I'm a little worried, but I think he's obsessed. Or maybe she's obsessed. 1, really strong KKK member. What's there? 9 of them there? So 3 KKK members in 1, or just 1 really strong KKK member? Everything he comments either has the word shit or tries to shit on me, and it's every single post as of late. It's all sourced, so no, it's shit. That was in reference to the Exodus Evernorth review, which is my top scoring whiskey so far this year. Next video. You need to get a real job because you absolutely suck at this. I will say, kind of concerned that it got 2 likes. Most likely, one of them was his, or his own, or maybe his mom and dad. And then there's like 15 others of him just saying...
The other like was probably Trader.
I'm sure Trader, yeah. Is this Trader's burner? But that'll get through our mean tweets for the day today. We've got a whole lot more. Like I said, I was running around with my head cut off today, so getting those all ready together.
You didn't put my favorite one on there.
Which one?
Drinking is for teenagers. Oh. You need to grow up.
Yeah, drinking is for teenagers. You need to grow up. You're all a bunch of drunks. You're going to be making whiskey out of toilets in prison. Oh no, they said you're going to be making bourbon out of toilets in prison. Well, here's the joke on them. Bourbon has to be aged in a new charred oak container. If it was a new charred oak toilet, then we're looking at a bourbon. But no. Gotta love people. Hey now. You suck it if you liking your own comment. Very much so. Send Ajay over to Dipshit's. Great comedy. Yeah, I hope you guys got a little bit of a laugh out of that. Usually I try to take them with grace. Sometimes, you know, you're having a rough day and you just want to punch the motherfucker through the TV or the camera. Normally what I do is I just send screenshots to Trader gets them sometimes too. But you can ask Jack and Ajay for like the last 2 weeks. Most of the texts that I've sent them are just screenshots because 1, that's my outlet of not saying something. I was waiting for content trash. No one is smelling the toilet burn.
Comments and I'm not going to interact with this post because Kathy comments and interacts with the post.
That was on last week's Where Am I At post. Yes, it says, I'm not going to engage with your post because while I respect the hustle, your engagement is trash. And I said to him, he says, while engaging in said post, I think the connection you have to a new charred oak barrel in prison. Think of the connection. Haters are fans too. They just need the attention. Good point. I love that, Patrick. I'm gonna hold that up there. Thank you. I needed that. A couple more Venmos coming through. Janet Bagley, $22, and Jeremiah, $22, not $20, but $22. So that's like 400 joules and $20. And then Jeremiah Stone, $5 super chat. Prison wine is now bourbon. That is a new T-shirt. Speaking of T-shirts, we've got some new fun ones coming up here down the pike. Hey, Brandon, any chance you'll be coming to Las Vegas after it cools down this fall? Not this year, but potentially next year. It may be in the cards. I love that you're calling them out. Patrick Barron, no, they need therapy. Thank you, Nancy. I 100% agree. How's the mouthfeel of the toilet bourbon? But yes, I think that some of them absolutely need to be called out, especially the ones who are very misinformed. But a lot of the times they don't want to listen. They just want to yell, unfortunately. So you can't have one of my favorites was it's all about the limestone water, which you can only get in the state of Kentucky. And then I showed the map of where all the limestone basins in the entire United States are. And guess what? They're in a lot of states. And then they were like, well, not a specific type of limestone. So then I removed all the other limestones and said specific limestone, which that person said was only available in Bourbon, Kentucky.
You know,
the city of Bourbon, Kentucky. And also, it can only be made in Bourbon County, but there's only one distillery in Bourbon County. Yeah, with Kentucky wood and Kentucky grains. That was another one. Yeah, they have to be made from Kentucky barrels. Well, most of the barrels are sourced from Ohio, Tennessee, Missouri, West Virginia, a lot of different spots. But we're back to the shit emojis. I love the sentiment. Keyboard warriors are so tough. Yeah, can't make stupid. I know a brand that the toilet-aged bourbon probably would taste better than. I can name a couple. For today, I'm not going to. Yes, Bourbon, Kentucky, in Bourbon County. The mayor is John Bourbon. Charked out Oak Outhouse Bourbon. That's what Kevin's aging his backyard bourbon distill it in. What's up, everyone? Sip it on some 13th Colony bourbon, Barrel Symphony. I love that bottle. It is absolutely delicious. What's going on, Bourbon Nut? What is my daily drinker? I don't really have much of a daily drinker anymore because when I drink, I'm normally drinking anything new that comes in to get a review out. But if I had to pick a daily drinker,
What I heard on that.
the Augusta 10-year. The Buckner's 10-year, at least my single barrel. There still are a couple left. Jack can toss the link in the description below. I'm through a bottle and a half of that. I have not bottle killed a bottle in about a year because I've gotten so much over the last... Yeah. Yeah, that Jack was very risky. But yes, I've killed 1.5 of these already. 123 proof Buckner's 10. Beautiful. And there's a couple weededs left too. You're making jail. It's not making North Carolina. It's not bourbon. Sean, I wish I would have grabbed the Symphony last week. I'm back. What did I miss? A lot of things. What are family jewels? A lot of money. 823. What is Rick Daigle? $8.23 super chat via Venmo.
That's like the last dollar he had his name.
And probably. $5 super chat from Bluefish. I love how social media shows the downfall of U.S. education. Facts. $10. How is it going tonight, Brandon? I'm truly enjoying the mean tweets. Appreciate you, Hinman52402. Scott Barney, $5 super chat. All those picks sound good, Jack. Make it happen. Yeah, Jack's in charge. Alrighty, it is 10:20. Let's get to the giveaway for the night tonight. I appreciate all of y'all who joined in this evening for the night of debauchery. We've got the blind reviews, which they tried to get me. They tried to get me with water, but I got their ass. And then he threw 162 proof. So we go from 0. Oh, that was another one. I'm not drinking that shit at 84 proof. I don't need water in my whiskey. That was one of your favorite comments because he was like, "Oh, 84 proof means that it's 116 proof of water," which I was very surprised. Homie knew math, but I don't think he understands how it works.
The bourbon is 100% alcohol.
Yeah, so he's drinking Everclear like nobody's business. Alrighty, we will get to the giveaway, which is, again, for those of you just joining in tonight, we are doing a Calumet Farms 15-year bourbon giveaway, 105 proof, rack number P2612.09, 19 barrel blend, pretty decent stuff there, and then which was my sample giveaway. It's also where I wrote my notes for tonight, though. And we're giving away 4 different samples from our guy, Connor. Dad used to do bourbon is his new handle, but it was Dad Does Bourbon because he hasn't done a whole lot of bourbon as of late. But he did just post a review yesterday for the first time in a month. So golf clap to that. And it was a bottle I gave him like 5 months ago to review. And he finally posted it. And he gave me the bottle back about 4 months ago. So it tells you how long he's been sitting on that one. But he's got a sample pack of 4 different whiskeys. So we've got how many entries here into the stage, Jack? That doesn't include any the jewels today. 90 different entrants. So you got 1 in 45% chance, not 45%, 1 in 45 chance, which should equate to just over 2.5%, or just about 2.5%. So we did 3 blinds tonight. Let's do 3 randomizations on this one. So random number 1, and this is going to be for the sample pack. Number 61, 90, and I don't think we've ever had that before. We're the final number, and then 86. So the winner of the sample pack is Jeremiah Stone, and I believe Jeremiah won the sample pack from the last stream, which was just about to be packed up tomorrow. So that works out pretty well. Jeremiah, sample pack winner. Congrats, Jeremiah. I'm going to have to get a bigger box for the samples. But you got a James Beam Distilling Company Distiller Share 05, which is the extended fermentation. A sample of the King of Kentucky Batch 2. OWA pick from Merle's in Columbus. And then a Penelope Havana mini bottle, which is all made by Connor. That's pretty cool. Or was this made by Connor, or was this made by...
That was Connor.
This is Connor. It says 110 proof on it. I thought that was a 92 proofer or a 94 proofer, so it could have been a single barrel. It could just be a TTP. Yeah. Dad does typos. Too busy trying to collect a Charizard. All right. So we'll give away the Calumet Farm 15-year. We did 9 mean tweets, so we're going to just do 3. Cal 15. Well, let's randomize it 3 times again. So number 1 is 74. Number 2, 35. They've all been pretty much high numbers. And number 3, the winner, number 44, Anthony Rizzo. Chris Marshall, the Bourbon Doctor. Chris Marshall, congratulations on the W. Bourbon Doctor with the win. I will get those shipped out by the end of this week because next week I will be out and about running around again. We've got a busy few weeks ahead. We're heading on into busy season. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're just joining in now, we have some awesome barrel picks dropping between now and the end of the year. It won't let me scroll up, Jack. It won't let me scroll up, Jack. Jack, producer Jack. Let's get to the barrel picks that we're giving away. Oh, well, that's not good. We broke the app. Maybe we got to get rid of this. Stop that. Nope, either way. Okay, so let's just do it manually. The old school way, like the old meteorologists used to do back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s before computers existed. First drop is a Still Austin bourbon and a rye. This is the red corn. This is not what I'm dropping, but this is my visual. What we're going to be doing is we're giving away the opportunity to buy one of those. I'm giving away. We're going to be dropping the bourbon and the rye in August. Then after that, in September, will be the second barrel of the Western Kentucky Distilling pick. The first one sold out in 4 hours, 3 hours and 50 minutes, I think. The barrel that we're about to drop was our favorite of the bunch. That was barrel 5, wasn't it? That was the group's. For perspective, there we go. You got it. You got it. There we go. So still Austin bourbon, still Austin rye. So we've got the dark horse and the stag coming out of the water, or the horse coming out of the water? Are the new logos? I think it's the horse. And then the Western Kentucky. In October, we're doing the Pursuit Double Oak Rye that we did at the Pursuit Takeover, and then the Pursuit Double Oak Bourbon we picked the same day. November, we've got a surprise barrel pick coming in, and I think this is going to be a very short barrel, and it'll be a one-off. This is never going to be probably done again from this brand. It has never been released before in this sense, and I don't believe there's any intentions. This was kind of an accident. This pick happened by accident. It was kind of stumbled upon, but it's going to be really cool. And then December, the Elkwood 11-year-old, which was really delicious. We went with Dave Sherry, Jason, Ryan, and who else? Was it just me? Billy Bays. Having a brain fart here. That may have been it. We may have only had 5. Yeah. That's how crazy my head has been lately. I normally have a pretty damn good memory. So we have that, and then of course the Jack Daniel's barrels, which will be dropping either late this year or early next year. I don't necessarily have a concrete date on those, but let's just say Coy Hill may be involved. So that's it. That's what I have for you this week. In 2 weeks, we will have another live stream. Mark that on your calendars. That will be on August 11th. We are interviewing a distillery. Their master blender may have been in the chat for most of the night tonight. And it may be a week that we're dropping that same barrel pick from that distillery, if you want a hint on who that's going to be with. And we're also going to be doing some fun stuff throughout the month of August. September, of course, Kentucky Bourbon Fest and stuff. So stay tuned. A lot coming on. We've got YouTube, we've got Patreon, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, if you haven't followed on over there as well. Patreon member and YouTube members get first access to those barrel picks, and there still are a couple of those Augusta picks left if you are interested. Thank you again for watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed this. A little bit more of a little twist of some fun comparative to the last couple of weeks where we've done some of those distillery interviews, but we're back in the saddle on that in 2 weeks. Please remember to drink responsibly, and remember, it is always whiskey weather. If you loved this stream, you would have loved the last time we did something like this in a previous live stream, I think all the way back in March or April. So we'll see you in that one. Please remember, it's always whiskey weather, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Cheers, y'all.